Hey, welcome back to Kult of Athena's YouTube channel. I'm your host, Tom. Today we're looking at a Dipika sword, an 11th century Viking raider sword. This thing has a good amount of agility to it. It has a nice handle. Let's take a look at some specs, up close looks, and also some movement. All right, overall length is 32 7/8. Blade length is 26 7/8. I like this one. One, the point of balance is pulled back toward the guard. The blade's wide and it's not super heavy. Overall length 32 7/8. Blade length 26 7/8 inches. High carbon steel blade. This one's about, I'm gonna say 1.4 to 1.5 pounds. It's not something that's overbearing and super heavy. If you do want something that's a lot heavier, that's 2 pounds, 15.5 ounces, check out the River AA sword from Dipika. It's got a wider guard on it, and that thing is way heavier if you want something that's a crazy chopper. If I had to choose between that last one I did, the River AA, and this one, I would just get this one. This Raider sword is more versatile. It feels a lot more agile in the hand. Whether you are holding out different thrust positions, whether you had shield in hand and you're playing larger cuts, you know, whether that's with sword and shield or with not. But this one has a lot more agility to it. Something to note as well is the handle. We have a leather-wrapped wood handle that has leather wrapped around it, where it tapers. It's a reverse taper, where the forefinger and the middle finger are thicker, and then it tapers down to being more skinny toward the end of the pommel. If you are not familiar with Viking swords, or what we consider to be Viking swords, you're going to see this like kind of staple guard where the pommel is pretty pronounced out here. This is a multitude of things. Not really hand protection. It is also to reduce fatigue between when you're thrusting with this. Very similar, actually almost identical to the principle of the handle design of a gladius. So it's pretty much the same thing. When you're thrusting, it's keeping your forearm, the weapon and the forearm at a 90-degree angle, so that way you're not having to push this out and go into extra extension in the wrist. You can thrust, you can cut, and you can keep the tip of the weapon forward, especially accompanied with a shield. Let's take a look at this one in the scabbard and out of the scabbard. Overall length 32 7/8, blade length 26 7/8. This one is about 1.4 to 1.5 pounds. Dipika swords come to us unsharpened. You can get it sharpened if you want a sharpening service. Width is going to be 50.5 millimeters, and the pommel is peened with that signature Viking style handle. Point of balance is going to be about 4 inches from the guard. Grip length is about 4 inches, and this is a C60 high carbon steel. The culture obviously is Viking, and this is manufactured by Dipika. Here is a look at the scabbard. This scabbard is wood cord, leather wrapped. You have a notch cut out that you're seeing on the up close looks. That way you can run a sword belt through there. If you need a sword belt for reenactments, if you just want to know what a Viking sword was like, carrying that for your own collection, your own interest in history and in weaponry, you can pick one of our sword belts up and sword hangers up at cultofathena.com. Check out the leather goods section. We got plenty over there. Hey, thanks for joining me for this quick review of the 11th century Viking raider sword from Dipika. If you want to see more blades like this, more Viking items, make sure to check out the other Viking sword, the River AA sword from Dipika that we just reviewed for this month. Again, I'm Tom, your host here for Kult of Athena's YouTube channel. Make sure to leave us a comment, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and I'll see you in the next one.